You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
If I had 2 dozen roses.
The wait is finally over for so many families. Starting today, the Alton Expo is opening the gates, and I'm telling you what, I'm excited. And I know the Amphitheater Commission, Eventive, Park and Rec staff, volunteers are all working hard to get this thing out and rolling. And Dan Herkert, it's the calm before the storm. How are you feeling this morning?
Ready to kick this thing off. The weather looks like it's shaping up to be absolutely gorgeous this weekend.
You could not have predicted this.
Most years we get the surface of the sun temperatures, and by Saturday and Sunday we got highs in the 70s is what I'm seeing.
Well, and too, the lows are perfect music night lows. I mean, we're talking mid 60s and
it could be plumb chilly down there.
Yeah. Well, coming up, starting today, what time do the gates open?
5 o'clock today.
And wanted just to touch on real quick, Alton Police put out a statement just to ensure everyone's safety about those protocols. So no one under 17 can be...
They need to be accompanied by an adult.
Really cool.
That came into play last year. It worked out well, so they decided to continue it this year. They haven't been heavy-handed with it, but it's just another layer of security to make sure we do have a safe venue and a safe event so that families can enjoy themselves. Absolutely.
And now starting off on Thursday, there's going to be music, food vendors for the next couple, all expo long. Do we have the music lineup?
We do. Tonight at 5 o'clock, we open at 5 o'clock tonight. Polly and the Pocket will be on stage about 7 o'clock. They're a high-energy, female-fronted alternative rock band. They're going to cover your favorite songs, mostly from the 90s.
Oh, okay, now I'm in. That sounds really fun. And now, how long do they play?
They'll play from 7 to 10.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah. And also tomorrow night, as well as Sunday, are family discount nights. Rides only take 1 ticket.
Well, that's even better. And now take me through that partnership with Lures and just how beneficial that is.
Well, Lures was involved in the old expo before it kind of went away for a while, and they're part of the reason that the expo came back. They had an open spot in their schedule. They approached the city back in 2017 about coming back, and we got it done, and we're thrilled to have them back. They're a great partner. Andy couldn't be any easier to work with, and you can already see the rides have been going up down there already early this week.
Well, even last week, what I thought was really kind of exciting about Jazz and Wine too was just to see those trucks in the background, knowing what's going to be coming this week was really exciting too.
Yeah, when that Ferris wheel goes up, people know it's expo time.
That's without a doubt. And now, as Dan was saying, the amphitheater tonight runs from 5 to 10 p.m.
5 to 10.
And then Polly in the Pocket starts at 7 and they run to close. And volunteers, do they start Thursday too?
Volunteers will start Friday through the rest of the expo. The commissioners kind of handle things on the Thursday night because it is a little slower as we get into the weekend.
Well, and this is what I think is really cool. On Friday from 5 to 11 p.m. is when the expo is running, but the big show is going to be the Dirty Mugs at 8 p.m.
We open at 5 with DJ Maxa, and then the Dirty Mugs, who have become a staple of the expo, kind of the anchor of the entertainment, they'll go on at 8 p.m. and play until 11.
And now DJ Maxa, new?
New to the amphitheater, but has a reputation around St. Louis. We're looking forward to having her.
Really cool. And what I think's wonderful is how you guys have really kind of tied in this Alton Catfish Classic and how you're navigating that with all of the fun that goes into the Alton Expo. How are you guys able to manage that and get that to work organizationally speaking?
Well, they've been great to work with over the last few years, having their way in down at the amphitheater. That'll be around 3 o'clock on Saturday. So if you want to see some of the biggest fish in the river, make sure you're down at the amphitheater around 3 on Saturday. We open at 1 on Saturday. Rides will be going, the food vendors will be going, but you'll start seeing the boats and the trucks come in about 3.
And RiverBender.com will be on hand Saturday too to bring you some of the sights and sounds of that expo. And now Almost Famous, I've heard a lot about this band. I've seen them on social media. Is this their first time?
It is their first time. We are having them this year on Saturday at 7 o'clock after the Catfish Classic weigh-in. They're a band that you're going to hear a lot of upbeat music from anywhere from Journey and Queen to Billy Joel to anything from the 60s to the 2000s. So bring your dancing shoes.
I love it, man. And you know what I think's really cool is just how some of those shows really kind of take place. Where Platinum Rock Legends, which we had that was that the Monsoon Night?
That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago. But what I thought was so cool was the fact that an engagement party. Sorry, that's my Siri. But what I thought was cool is just 2 years ago, there was an engagement party basically happening because the rain threw the crowd into a wrench, but all of a sudden, this whole party came in and had their own VIP experience.
They basically had their own concert because anybody that stuck around, we had to shut the rides down, but the band stuck around and we still had a nice evening.
Well, and that's what I think's cool about the Expo, because it's truly the definition of community, because hell, you can't predict weather and you can't predict when it's going to rain, but what I think's cool is how everyone kind of makes the night, even though it might not be perfect, they make the night their own if there's a little bit of rain, and I just love seeing the community come together that way.
Well, it's an event that anybody can come to, and there's something for everybody between the rides, the food, the beverages, the different musical options. So we're really hoping that we have another good crowd again this year, because the community's really supported this event since it came back.
It really has, and what I think's really unique too is the way that you guys produce the Expo, because on Sunday it wraps up on a really nice note. From 1 to 5 p.m. is the perfect time slot, because everyone maybe or may not have had a little bit of fun over the weekend. They get to come back and just relax, listen to a great band in Porch Cafe.
Porch Cafe has kind of become the Sunday staple of the Expo. They'll be on from 1 to 5 on Sunday.
Man, they do a great job. And getting into this, what's this week looked like for you? Is just the phone ringing nonstop, or?
Actually, I have to give a lot of credit to Lindsay Younger at Park and Rec. She has taken on a lot of the day-to-day nuts and bolts stuff on this event. So and with all of us on the commission having day jobs and having other things that we have to do, I have to give her a lot of credit, because she's really taken on a lot of the organizational aspects.
And that's huge. I mean, just really huge. Now, throughout the Expo, I know that sometimes there's a little bit of a different component added to it. There's different themes. Is there anything we need to talk about on that front this year?
No, there's no particular themes going on this year. We just, with the weather shaping up as good as it's going to be a great chance. We're going to have a lot of food vendors. There's going to be a lot of other vendors. Lindsay's done a great job organizing all of that the last few weeks and getting everybody ready to go tomorrow. So we're going to have some of the vendors and some new ones this year. So come down and check things out.
What I think's really cool is that the vendors aren't just, product vendors. You can actually go down to the Expo and learn about organizations and learn about different folks that might be, even running for office. I've seen that down there. And it's a good informative opportunity for the region as well.
It's an opportunity for folks to either get a message out or get their wares in front of people. It's not just food. And Lindsay's done a good job of trying to reinvigorate that side of the vendors too.
Really cool. And that's now vendor spots I'm sure have closed, but next year, how can folks reach out?
The easiest thing is to reach out to Park and Rec, because they have all the forms and everything you'll need and all the information to get it. And the earlier you get it in, the better spot you'll get on the grounds.
And now, can we talk a little bit more for the family side of things, amusement rides? How do tickets sell there? Is there a certain set, like $1 for one? Or
that's all set by Lures. They run the carnival separate from us, but they do have the specials on Thursday and Sunday where rides only take one ticket to actually get on the ride, where on Friday and Saturday it might, depending on the size of the ride and what you're doing, it might take multiple tickets.
One of my favorite things to do is it's going to be on Saturday this time, is just kind of going by myself and slipping off to the Ferris wheel and just seeing the overhead shot of the region coming together.
It is great to go up on the Ferris wheel and see the riverfront as active as it is, and the beauty that our city really has.
Now, as a commission, did you guys think bringing back the Expo, it would honestly take off this quick? Because it's hard to really recapture sometimes a lost audience, and you guys got it back.
It is. I mean, the grounds are obviously different than they were from the old Expo with the amphitheater and the marina and all the development that's happened down there. So it was a kind of an experiment to begin with, and then we ran into the COVID year, and you never know how you're going to come out of that. But it's come roaring back, and we just hope it continues to grow.
And now there's no cost to get into the Expo, correct? Now all the add-ons, the games and the fair food and the rides, absolutely.
I mean, we hope you're going to spend a few dollars, but if you just want to come bring your lawn chair and listen to music, that's free to do.
Well, and you know what I think is really cool about this, and you and I are in touch with things, and we hear some feedback, and that's one of the feedback is I want to go pop a chair out and listen to music. Go do it. You got 4 days, 5 days of it.
Four different kinds of music. You can just flop your lawn chair down and have a good time.
Now, getting into Saturday, are there any logistical things that we need to know about with the Alton Catfish Classic and how that ties into Expo?
Well, you can count on them lining up to come in on the Henry Street entrance. They'll come in that way, and they'll line up to come into the amphitheater. So that can get a little bit congested for that afternoon. So you might want to avoid that area. Parking wise, there's always the side on Argosy that's got parking, the Henry Street lot after the farmers market, or you can park up on 3rd Street or Broadway and walk over the convenience of the pedestrian bridge.
And that's actually one of my favorites to do because, again, another great visual shot is seeing that walking the bridge. And what I think's unique, too, is that you're going to see a lot of different groups of folks that maybe are out doing other things and go and stop to the expo. And whenever I see that, it kind of puts a smile on my face because they make that a cornerstone of their trip.
Absolutely. You're going to see groups of friends hanging out. You're going to see grandparents bringing their grandkids down. You're just going to see a mix. It's great to see our community come together in a positive light and just have fun. And
truly our community with all different backgrounds and all different ages just going and enjoying the next couple of days. And now getting back just into the rundown, are there going to be vendors each day of the expo?
They will be there. Part of the deal with being a vendor at the expo is you're there for the entire 4 days.
I did not know. All the times I've talked to you.
Because number one, logistically, trying to get people in and out once the setup happens is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So when you sign up, you're there for the entire event.
Well, and now what's the feeling now for you? I mean, we're a couple of hours away from the start of the expo. You're getting ready to go at full speed with some of the commissioners and Eventive and the Park and Rec staff. Is there any thought right now other than let's just get through it?
I'm looking forward to it. I love this week, as busy as it is. I mean, I'll be rushing back from work to get here tonight before we open, and it'll be a long week with not enough sleep. I can assure you of that. And
to me, it just shows the commitment that you guys have for the event because it's easier to do one day, but when you're doing 1, 2, 3.
4 days.
4 days. Sorry, it takes me a little bit to count. That starts to weigh. I mean, even if you love it or not, it just shows your guys' passion, man.
Well, but it's also it's become a little more turnkey. With each passing year, we get better at things, and it makes it a little easier. And with Eventive's help, with the Park and Rec staff help, with the police department's help, it's a total team effort. There are so many people behind the scenes working their butts off to put on these events, but particularly one that goes for 4 straight days.
Well, and that's what you hit it right on the head. There's all the different components, and that's not easy to have different entities working together and still achieving in a very quick pace.
Well, when you put all of these groups together and all of the vendors, sometimes it's like herding cats.
I bet it is. Well, Dan Herkert, as we're just talking about the next couple of days, whether or not you go Thursday, which is the discount day where all rides cost 1 ticket, or Sunday for the families, that's available too. Friday and Saturday. And just to ask some commonly asked questions that I've seen kind of in the last couple of years, can you bring coolers into the amphitheater?
No outside food or beverages.
I wanted to ask that just because it becomes a discrepancy, but just support the vendors and, of course, the Park and Rec staff that'll be down there serving.
We also need to raise a little money so we can keep doing this every year.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that, too, if it's okay, if you're a business owner out there, now's the time to start reaching out to the amphitheater for next year.
Yeah, the more sponsors we can get, the more we can do down there. As I always say, it comes down to money, and we're already looking at budget for next year. And all those sponsors that you see on the marquee or on the website, please patronize them because we couldn't do this without them.
Well, and that's a really good point. And I also wanted to point out that this year seemed to be a pretty good year for you guys. You had jazz and wine, and people really enjoyed it. You had a lot of good things happening all year long, or all summer long, and now it's time to kind of celebrate the summer with the expo.
Well, it's a short celebration because we're ready to go right back to work for next year.
I love it. And that's just, well, you need to, though. You can't. We were talking to Sam Foxman, 2 weeks ago, and he talked about that, where you guys are already looking at routing for next year for artists. Just incredible.
And it just comes down to, can we raise the money? And that's what we're going to be out hustling to do after this week.
Absolutely. Dan, is there anything else we haven't touched on?
Just, folks, come down and enjoy our riverfront. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend.
I think I can do a better job of selling that, too. Real quick, go to RiverBender.com/weather, and I will give you what it's going to be the next 5 days. On Thursday, you're looking at mid-70s when the expo starts, and then Friday, a high of 78. On Saturday, a high of 71. On Sunday, a high of 72. That means it is fall weather for one of the first times.
We have hit hoodie and shorts weather.
I'm excited for it. Dan, I know I'll see you down there. Best of luck with everything, and kudos to you and the rest of the commissioners, Park and Rec, Eventive, for putting this on again.
Well, thanks for helping us promote it.
Oh, man, I have a good time doing this. A little bit of change here. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more of our daily show on this Thursday, but grab the little ones, grab your friends. The Alton Expo starts tonight at 5, and we'll see you there.